Welcome to this edition of Taboloff Piano Tutorials. Today we're going to be discussing the most famous Mozart piano sonata, the very first sonata that students begin to master. This is the sonata in C major, Koelschel 545. We're going to discuss three trills in the exposition of the first movement of this famous Mozart sonata. The trills are on measures 4, 15, and 25. Looking at the first trill in measure 4, we see that the trill is preceded by an upper auxiliary G. Therefore, start the trill right on the principal note F. F, G, F, finishing with the two ornamental notes E, F, E. So thus it will sound like this: 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and up to tempo. With the left hand, you will hear this. Now I'll play the entire phrase up through that trill. Now let's discuss the second trill on page 15. This is a different trill. It is not preceded by the upper auxiliary of the principal note on the trill. Therefore, we're going to start on the upper note of the trill, which is A. So on the G we have this for your trill, and they'll be played in the tempo of 30-second notes. They finish with two F sharps. Make sure you allow enough time for the trill to finish and the F sharps to speak. Together with the left hand, they will come together like this. Now I'll play the entire phrase from the beginning of the second theme. And finally, the last trill in the exposition of this famous Mozart sonata begins on measure 25. Now there's three different ways to play the trill. At the end of my discussion, I will recommend what I think is the best and most musical form. First, when practicing this, it is smart to play one-on-one, in other words, a 16th trill against a 16th left-hand accompaniment. So the notes B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A. Again, this trill does not have an upper auxiliary preceding it. Therefore, start on the upper note B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, using lots of wrist rotation. Now, against the left hand, so that is one form of the trill. Of course, when you're performing this piece, you'll want a much faster trill. The other way to do it is to, of course, have a 2-to-1 ratio trill. So we have a 16th trill starting on B against a 16th left-hand accompaniment. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now the third way is the way I recommend performing, because when you have 3 against 2, it takes on another dimension. It creates more nuance and is a much more musical trill. Here's what 3 against 2 is going to sound like in slow motion first. Hands. Now, we're going to play it up to tempo. Here's what the 3 against 2 trill sounds like up to tempo. So these are again going to be triplet 16ths in the right hand, regular 16ths in the left. Hands. Now I'd like to play for you the first exposition of the first movement.